Is there some sort of connection between Erica Kirk and Epstein's Florida property? This is wild. As I sit here and take in all of the news from every direction, all I see is deceivers, liars, corporate media, cover-ups, agenda, all pushing the same propaganda. It's time for a game changer, a visionary, an innovative person who changes the way that people think of the situations. It's time for Game Changer TV, telling it like it is. Get in the game. Thank you for tuning into Game Changer TV. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where every day we're telling it like it is. Today is December 28th, 2025. And let's talk about the Epstein, Florida property. Y'all might need to get a book and a notepad out for this. So here's a 1.5 minute clip on an Epstein survivor on Pierce Morgan. And she's going to make reference to Epstein's property. But let's hear this.
Did you know Virginia Giuffre personally?
We used to speak like I'm speaking with you now, but privately. We'd have our own video chats, you know. She's an amazing girl. And you know, it's the horrible thing is that her number suddenly changed, and then she could only speak to me through email. And then suddenly she went quiet, and then I was really worried about her. And the next thing, she's dead, you know. This is horrible, Piers. It's horrible.
How many women do you think are victims of Epstein in total? If you were to guess from everything you've gleaned about this scandal,
at least 2,000. I mean, I was only there for like 3 months in total, and in that time I was there, I saw at least 60 girls coming and going. You know, another thing is that a lot of the victims haven't been able to even claim from the fund because girls who don't have evidence can't actually claim from the fund.
Have not been able to claim from the fund, a settlement fund.
You see, because I came from Africa, I found a camera there, and also there's flight logs. You know, I found a digital camera, one of those throwaway cameras in the kitchen there. I took a few of them and I took photos. So I've got evidence, and also there's evidence from them flying me there. But you see, a lot of girls who were just walked there to his apartment in Palm Beach, they won't have evidence. So basically, only the girls who have solid evidence have been compensated.
I typed, did Epstein have an apartment in Palm Beach? This says he had a mansion. Jeffrey Epstein owned a large mansion, often described as an estate or compound, not a typical apartment, at 358 El Brillo Way. I could say something. You need a Brillo pad after engaging with him. The property was a key location where he sexually abused numerous underage girls. It was a 14,000 square foot, 6-bedroom Bermuda style waterfront mansion with a separate staff house and a pool house. Was there a settlement fund for Epstein victims in Florida? Yes, a victims compensation program was established using funds from Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which was settled in the United U.S. Virgin Islands, but included assets and crimes in Florida. Additionally, victims were part of a class action settlements with banks that were found to have enabled the sex trafficking, which included activities in Palm Beach, Florida. Was there any kind of settlement for Epstein victims? Yes, a dedicated Epstein victims compensation program was established after his death, which processed claims for victims worldwide, including those who suffered abuse at his Florida mansion. Additionally, several large financial settlements have been reached with institutions that enabled his abuse, which included Florida-based victims. Wait till y'all see the rabbit hole this is about to take us to. What years did Epstein live in Palm Beach, Florida? Jeffrey Epstein purchased his Palm Beach mansion in 1990 and owned the property until his death in August 2019. There's a picture of it, notorious Palm Beach mansion. So he moved there in 1990 until the time of his death in 2019. So 29 years. When did Trump move to Mar-a-Lago? Trump purchased Mar-a-Lago in December 1985 from Marjorie Merriweather Post Foundation, initially using it as his private residence before converting it into Mar-a-Lago Club in 1995, though he lived there full-time before the conversion and continued to use it as a home. So he moved there in 1985, and 5 years later, Epstein moved there. How close was Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago to Epstein's place in Palm Beach? Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach mansion was located just about 2 miles north of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, with Epstein purchasing his oceanfront property in 1990, shortly after Trump bought his Mar-a-Lago in 1985, placing them in close proximity within the exclusive Palm Beach community. So think about how far 2 miles are. That's how close they were. 2 miles down the road, Trump was his best friend, and 2 miles down the road, there were victims that were being sexually abused down there that have now collected money from his estate that proved abuse was going on 2 miles down the road from Trump at his friend's house. Did Erica Kirk, now we're going to switch gears, but wait till it comes full circle. Did Erica Kirk say women should just put off their careers? Yes, Erica Kirk said young women should not put off marriage and family for careers, urging them to prioritize starting families sooner because careers can be pursued later. And here she is espousing the stay-at-home mom lifestyle.
I was Charlie's confidant. I was his vault.
Oh, let me just stop this right here. You see that says the President of the United States Seal of America? Well, my daddy that taught us all about politics and everything, one day we had noticed as kids that sometimes the podium says the White House and sometimes it had the presidential seal. And so one day we were confused and we said, Daddy, why does it have two different things? And Daddy said, if another person is speaking at the presidential podium, it's going to say the White House. And we're like, why? And he said, because you don't ever want to have another person photographed behind the official presidential seal. So I think it's something that this is at Charlie's memorial and she's standing behind the presidential seal.
I was Charlie's confidant. I was his vault. His closest and most trusted advisor, his best friend. I poured into him and loved him so deeply, empowered him, because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband. Women, I have a challenge for you too. Be virtuous. Our strength is found in God's design for our role. We are the guardians. We are the encouragers. We are the preservers. Guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. And if you're a mother, please recognize that is the single most important ministry you have.
But yet she's never home with her daughters, or her daughter and her son. But let's keep going. So I've been trying to make a chart, and it is so confusing, okay? So she married Charlie Kirk at 32 years old. She's espousing all this virtuous Proverbs 31 stay at home woman mentality, that it's the most important thing. So I'm just writing down some of the things that she has done, and tell me if you know a single person that has done all of this, okay? So she was born November 20th, 1988, unknown, somewhere in Ohio. She graduated from high school in 2007 in Arizona. But the year before she graduated, she founded a nonprofit called Everyday Heroes Like You. Then the next year, she graduated high school. She went to Regis University in Denver, Colorado. Okay, 2007 to 2008. Then she came and she played basketball. She went there on a basketball scholarship at Regis University. Erica Kirk's story shows how a basketball scholarship, a transfer decision, and a love of learning led to an unexpected leadership role in American politics. When was Erica Kirk at Regis in Denver? She played basketball for 2 years at Regis University in Denver, Colorado, appearing in 8 games in the 2007 and 2008 season as a reserve. She completed her undergraduate studies at Arizona State University. So she moved back to Arizona. But look right here, it says she was there 2007 to 2008. Then down here it says Erica Kirk was a student there from fall 2007 through the end of fall 2009. Regis University, a small Jesuit school in Denver. A small Jesuit school in Denver has quietly become a pipeline for powerful Republicans surrounding Trump. Yes or no? Is a Jesuit school an institution to develop activists? Yes, a central goal of a Jesuit education is to form individuals who are intellectually competent, morally grounded, and committed to working for social justice and serving others, while inherently involves developing an activist mindset or a commitment to making a positive impact in the world. Is the Jesuit school in opposition to evangelical theology? Yes, Jesuit technology and evangelical technology has significant differences, with Jesuit Catholic focus on reason, tradition, and sacraments, social justice, magus or men, and discernment within the church, contrasting with the evangelical emphasis on personal conversion, biblical inerrancy, and direct faith experience, and often distinct views on church authority, leading to potential opposition on core beliefs about salvation, church structure, and spiritual practice. And how a small Jesuit school in Denver quietly became a pipeline for powerful Republicans surrounding Trump. So she was there like 2007 to 2009, but then that wouldn't line up because I've got documents that she was at Arizona State University in 2008, where supposedly she was taking classes for political science and international relations, but I could not find anywhere her graduation date. So y'all need to write down these dates and what she was supposedly doing at all these times. Do you know anybody this busy? Okay, so she graduated, let's say 18 in 2007. So at 16, she started a nonprofit at 17 years old. In 2006, she established Everyday Heroes Like You, a 501c3 organization that she described as a way to promote and highlight everyday heroes in our community who have a philanthropic desire to truly make a difference in the lives of others. So at 16, she started a nonprofit. At 17 or 18, she graduated high school, went immediately to Denver on a basketball scholarship. She's pretty successful at 18 years old, already starting a 501c3 personal nonprofit and then having a basketball scholarship. Then she doesn't finish there, the Jesuit school that has a pipeline directly to Trump. So 2008, she transfers to Arizona State University, but I can't find a graduation date. In 2012, she won the Miss Arizona beauty pageant during the time that Trump owned the beauty pageants, the direct line to Trump. And it was that year that she was in the music video. The next year, supposedly for 5 years, from 2013 to 2018, she was living in Manhattan. During that time, she launched Bible 365. Also, during that time, she earned her master's degree in legal studies from Liberty University. So she's already gone to 3 universities within 9 years. Erica Kirk appeared in the 2012 country music video for Emerson's Drive, She's My Kinda Crazy. She participated in Miss Arizona in 2012 on her 23rd birthday. So she's started 2 nonprofits. She's gone to 3 colleges. She's won a basketball scholarship. She's gone and entered into Trump's beauty pageant. She's been in a music video, and now she's living in Manhattan. She's earned her master's degree from Liberty University. So she's lived in Ohio, she's lived in Denver, she's lived in Arizona, she's lived in New York, she's gone to school in Virginia. So the year after she gets her master's degree, 2018, she launched Proclaim Streetwear, a faith-based clothing company that emphasizes American manufacturing. And then in 2018, she started dating Charlie. Then May 8th, 2021, she married Charlie. 2022, she got her doctorate of education in Christian leadership at Liberty University. So she got her master's 5 years earlier from Liberty, and then she got her doctorate in 2022 while she's doing all this other stuff and getting married and moving all over the country. She gets her master's degree and her doctorate degree. Then she welcomes baby number 1 in 2022. In May, can't find the date, 2024, she had baby number 2. And then 2025, she became the CEO of Turning Point USA. So I ask, when did she have time to be a stay-at-home mom? When did she have time to put her family before her career? So let's hear them talk. And she says that they started dating in 2018 and she had lived in New York for about 5 years. So that's 2013 to 2018.
I met Erica for the first time at this office, Turning Point USA office.
So we met at the office opening, the Turning Point headquarters office opening, the first one, August 2018. And I had no idea what to expect because I was coming into the office from the standpoint of they were potentially going to hire me.
And I knew of Erica, I saw Erica, and we had a very brief meeting at the office. And then I had my first conversation with Erica.
He'll tell it differently, so I'll tell you from my side. I was in the Hamptons. I get a random DM on my phone. I have zero service when I'm out there, and all of a sudden this DM flashes up, and it's like, Charlie Kirk DM'd you. Because it's so Charlie. August 31st, 2018. Hey, shoot me a text at, and gave me his number. I didn't respond for a few days.
I Instagram messaged her and said I urgently needed to meet with her. And she said, why? And it was partially a job interview and also partially something else.
So when I eventually messaged him back via text, I was like, hey, nice to officially meet you again. What did you want to talk about? Because it was so just random. And he was like, hey, I'm coming into town, into New York City. Let's meet at Bill's Burgers. Mind you, I've lived in Manhattan now for about 5 years. I've never eaten at Bill's Burgers before. So that I guess was a sign like, let's take an adventure tonight for dinner and go find Bill's Burgers and meet your future husband that you have no idea is about to be your future husband.
And so then we had a great time, and it was about 15 minutes in, I quickly pivoted away from wanting to hire her to wanting to date her, and now we know how that worked quite well.
He got there first only because he was coming back from Fox and he kind of beat me there. And I got out of my taxi and we get our table, we sit down, and he orders. The thing that I love though is he was so sweet to the waitress. So that was something that I immediately noticed, that he was like really kind to them. And we ordered our food, and then that's when the grilling started happening. Like, that's when the interview process started happening. So I'm like, okay, this is a legit interview. Like, let's go. I'm glad I had my coffee. Like, I'm ready to debate you about Aristotle and Socrates.
So she's ready to debate you about Aristotle and Socrates. This is 2018. She's already been in a music video with her tramp stamp. She's already been in Trump's beauty pageants. She's earned 3 degrees at this point. So let's keep going.
And you want to talk about theology? Let's do it.
Well, I'd never met anyone quite like her. I remember I called Tyler and I said he's going to have to find talent somewhere else. And whatever opening he thought she would fill, that was not going to work. And Tyler was trying to coach me down because he said that she was way out of my league. And he's still right, by the way.
We basically told a great generation of young women, don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job. And it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s.
But he married Erica at 31, and she was supposedly a career woman, and he's talking down to it.
Really upset because they say, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats. So I thought
He married his wife when she's 31 and older than him. He preached this message of women staying home and they should not focus on their education. And she's got several degrees.
And she was a millionaire before she met him?
Right. Was self-sustaining with all the talk he gave about, and I don't, to be clear, I don't have an issue with the fact that she had degrees and was self-sustaining and, but
it's the hypocrisy.
Talking about modesty and not presenting your physical appearance. And she's literally a pageant queen, and you've got layers of this ultimately to the point where it's like, okay, now she's the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company as a mother with children, which again, great for her, but the whole.
And she's never home with her children. This said they got married when she was 32. It says, Erica Kirk addresses controversial comments about women delaying marriage. She says, I didn't ask for this. And this is what's hilarious. If you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. After she was in the beauty pageants and the music video with the tramp stamp, My Kind of Crazy, and on the TV show, drinking on that reality TV show. If you're wanting to marry somebody like my Charlie, you're going to have to be the type of the woman that will attract my kind of Charlie, she claimed. Are you going to church? Did she ever go to church? Are you going to Bible study? Did you tell your pastor you were ready for the Lord to bring into your life the man that you've been praying for? You yourself need to be prepared for that man. She says, I didn't ask for this, taking over TPUSA. Obviously, it's a blessing. She said Saturday, December 13th, I view it as a blessing and a duty to my husband, but I was very happy being a stay-at-home mom. When did we see her being a stay-at-home mom? Wait till y'all see this. So they started dating in 2018 and got married in 2021. Erica Kirk and Donald Trump's past links, because she was at the school with direct links to Trump, then went straight to his beauty pageant. and then now working side by side with him. After Charlie Kirk's funeral, we didn't see a funeral, we saw a memorial. Trump hugged Erica Kirk, sparking claims she worked as a casting director for his Miss USA pageant after representing Arizona. Following the iconic hug between Donald Trump and Erica Kirk at the end of Charlie Kirk's funeral, it's a memorial. My computer just crashed. After Charlie Kirk's funeral, Trump hugged Erica Kirk, sparking claims she worked as a casting director for his Miss USA pageant after representing Arizona. Internet sleuths say that Erica Kirk worked for Trump's beauty pageants thereafter as a casting director, though it coincides with the mention on her website that she worked as a model and a casting director in New York after her Miss Arizona win. Okay? So although there's no specific mention of her working for Trump's organization. So she's gotten a basketball scholarship. She started Everyday Heroes Like You, Bible 365. She got 3 degrees. She's doing podcasts. She's got her master's degree and her doctorate degree, and she's moving all over the place. And now she's also listed as a model and a casting director. Oh, it's going to get real good. It's about to get real good. September 19th, 2025, 9 days after Charlie's supposed death. How Erica Kirk rose to power. The girl that went to the Jesuit school that has a pipeline straight to Trump, that she gets involved with Trump's beauty pageants, then accused of being a casting director for Trump. In her marriage to Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk played the supporting role of a submissive spouse. Do we see any kind of submissive points in her life anywhere? Now she prepares for her husband's funeral this Sunday and takes over his super PAC, all eyes are on her. Erica previously worked as a real estate agent in Corcoran, New York, and her LinkedIn page identifies her as an agency represented model and casting director for various TV networks. For the purposes of their outward messaging, Erica seemed to be broadcasting from the podcast studio because of a technicality. She was promoting his career. So she won Miss Arizona. She got her master's at Liberty University. By the end of 2018, she launched her proclaimed Christian streetwear brand. This is a lot going on. You look at I made another page. I was going to make a whole separate video, but I'm just throwing this in here because it was a long video. I got a U.S. map and I drew like a little airplane from Ohio to them moving to Arizona, to her going to Denver, to coming back to Arizona, to going to New York, to going to Virginia, going over to Arizona. She's a world model and she's a casting director and she's everything in between. Got 3 degrees. Do y'all know anybody that has done all of this? If I met somebody in the real world telling me they all did this, I would think they were a compulsive liar. Like, how does she even have time to study for her legal studies? How does she have time to study for her master's degree? How does she have time to write her doctorate? How does she have time to run these clothing lines and her podcast and her Bible studies and her nonprofits and be married with 2 kids?
About women suggesting, this, right? Suggesting that women should get married. Erica, you have made a lot of comments that a lot of people have noticed about women suggesting, this, right? Suggesting that women should get married young, that they should have children young, that they should prioritize family over their careers.
But she was 32 getting married. She didn't marry young, and she didn't have a Susie homemaker mentality.
And at the same time, you are now doing both. You now have 2 young children, I think both under the age of 3. And you're the CEO and chairwoman of Turning Point. Square that for us. Right. Some people look at you and say, You know, she's trying to make it a binary choice. You can be the trad wife or the girl boss, but look at her. She's having both. What do you say to them?
Right. Well, I didn't ask for this. Obviously it's a blessing.
So she's saying she didn't ask to have to be a career woman. She's acting like she was Little House on the Prairie and didn't ask for this.
Obviously it's a blessing that I view it as a blessing. It's a duty to my husband. But I was very happy being a stay-at-home mom.
When was she a stay-at-home mom? So all this might not seem as connected, but I'm going somewhere with this. What year did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? August 10th, 2019, while in federal custody. So when did Charlie Kirk and Erica get married? May 21st, May 2021. What did Erica do before she became the CEO of Turning Point? Now, she said she was a stay-at-home mom. According to her LinkedIn profile, Erica became a real estate agent in New York City in October 2018. So that's something else we can add to the list. Her Wikipedia page, Miss Arizona. As of 2025, she works as a real estate agent at the Corcoran Group in New York City. She's still listed as an active real estate agent in New York. I said, is Erica Kirk still a real estate agent in New York? As of 2025, she works as a real estate agent at the Corcoran Group in New York City. So she became a real estate agent in 2018. This is 2025, so that's 7 years ago. And she lives in Arizona now. So I typed in, for an out-of-state person who holds a New York state real estate license, what do they have to do? The real estate license must renew every 2 years. So if she became an agent in 2018, then she needed to renew it in 2020, 2022, and 2024. Her one kid was born in 2022, which would have been a year she would have had to renew her New York real estate license. And then her next kid was born in 2024, when she would have had to renew her real estate license and do all of this renewal work, completing 22 and a half hours of approved continuing education within the cycle, including specific courses like fair housing, agency law, regent legal matters, all managed through e-access New York portal. Now, if she had a master's degree and if she had a doctorate degree, why is she being a real estate agent? And why is she keeping her license up to date? And why is she still listed as an agent there now? Well, now it's going to start getting good. Palm Beach Daily News. This is from March 12, 2021. Exclusive. Jeffrey Epstein house sold for $18.5 million in Palm Beach, sources confirm. And I'm getting two different selling prices. Okay. Lakefront Real Estate of late sex offender Erica Kirk is a real estate agent. As of 2025, she works as a real estate agent at the Corcoran Group in New York City. Okay. The Corcoran Group had the property listed at $21.995 million. The same company that Erica Kirk works for sold Epstein's property. I asked Google, was the Corcoran Group involved in the Epstein property sale? Yes, the Corcoran Group was involved in the sale of Jeffrey Epstein's property, specifically his Palm Beach, Florida mansion. Do y'all find this suspicious? This Susie Homemaker that's got this elaborate background that they really padded her resume, is still an active agent for the real estate firm that sold Epstein's property. So yesterday I did a video on Epstein's New Mexico ranch Zorro and the connection, that how CIA has connections to lotteries and they win the lottery, and the Zorro Trust won a lottery, $22 million, I think it was $29 million. And that's the New Mexico ranch with the Zorro Trust company that won the lottery ticket. Well, after he died, that property got sold. Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico was sold in 2023 to an undisclosed buyer, San Rafael Ranch LLC, for a rumored low price after years of disuse, with the property now renamed Rancho de San Rafael. Why was it sold for a low price to an undisclosed person? This is when it's going to start getting good. Did the feds raid Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch with all the allegations that were against him on Little St. James Island and in Palm Beach? Did they raid this property? New York? No, federal agents never ever raided Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. The ranch was the only U.S. property owned by Epstein that was not searched by federal authorities. The FBI conducted raids on Epstein's properties in New York, the Virgin Islands, his home in Palm Beach, Florida. Zorro Ranch remained untouched by federal law enforcement, despite allegations of abuse occurring there. Go see the video I did yesterday. And it was never raided. And it sold a few years after his supposed suicide to an undisclosed buyer for a very low amount. How long was Jeffrey Epstein in jail before his suicide? Jeffrey Epstein was only in jail for 36 days, a little over a month, approximately 5 weeks before he died by suicide. I'm thinking moving properties around, but let's keep going. Who bought Zorro Ranch? So after he died and it was sold for a very low amount to an undisclosed person, who bought it? Zorro Ranch, previously owned by disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, was sold in 2023 to a company called San Rafael Ranch LLC. Though details about the new owners remain limited and the price was undisclosed but rumored to be low. And it was protected. It was protected. Nothing was raided, nothing was removed, nothing was taken out. Is that suspicious? Who owns San Rafael Ranch? The ownership details of San Rafael Ranch have not been publicly disclosed, but it is known that the company registered in late July 2023 and purchased Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. The specific individuals behind this LLC remain unclear. Were bizarre medical experiments happening at Zorro Ranch that never got raided? Sold to an undisclosed person for a very low amount. So I put, did the Corcoran Group, where Erica Kirk works, did they sell the property? No, the Corcoran Group did not sell Zorro Ranch. The listing agent, the property was listed by Sotheby's International Realty. So write that down. Sotheby's International Realty in 2021. Now, I know that there was a place in London called Sotheby's. What is Sotheby's in London? Sotheby's is a historic multinational luxury auction house founded in London in 1744, known globally for selling fine art, jewelry, collectibles, and real estate. So that got me thinking. Is Sotheby International Realty connected to Sotheby in London? Yes. Sotheby's International is directly connected to the historic Sotheby's auction house. So the real estate company that listed and sold Epstein's Zorro Ranch is connected to this London institution. Okay? I'm hearing Josh outside. Yes, Sotheby's International Realty is directly connected to the historic Sotheby's auction house in London. Sotheby's International Realty was founded by the auction house in 1976, inheriting its prestigious brand and marketing alliance to promote luxury properties to a global audience. So then I had to start asking about global elites. Does Jeff Bezos have a connection to Sotheby's in London? That also has something to do with the Zorro Ranch listing. Yes, Jeff Bezos has a strong, long-standing connection with Sotheby's, notably through a past-failed Amazon Sotheby's online auction venture in 1999 and recent rumors bids by his partner, Lauren Sanchez. Does Elon Musk have a connection to Sotheby's in London? Yes, Elon Musk has a direct connection to Sotheby's in London. Are y'all seeing this yet? Does Larry Ellison have a connection to Sotheby's in London? Yes, Larry Ellison has a significant connection to Sotheby's. Y'all, Trump is involved with all these people. And this property got sold to an undisclosed people behind this Sotheby's real estate. And all these people are affiliated with it. Does Israel have a connection to Sotheby's in London? Yes, Israel has significant connections to Sotheby's. And remember, it was rumored that Epstein worked for them, primarily through its acquisition by French Israeli billionaire Patrick Drahi in 2019. Does Trump have a connection to Sotheby's in London? While Donald Trump doesn't own property in London or have a direct current business link to Sotheby's there, his orbit intersects with luxury art world Sotheby's operates in, with reports of wealthy individuals connected to him influencing real estate and past CEO comments on Trump policies affecting the art market. Essentially, no direct Trump Sotheby's London deal, but general overlap in the high net worth world. Is Sotheby Ranch LLC connected to Sotheby in London? Yes, Sotheby's International Real Estate, the real estate arm, is directly connected to the historic Sotheby's auction house in London. This says, no, San Rafael Ranch LLC is not directly connected to Sotheby's auction house in London, though a related real estate company, Sotheby's International Realty, facilitated the sale of the ranch for an undisclosed amount to owners that have not been publicly identified. So then I asked, does the Corcoran Group that Erica Kirk works at, I'm sorry, Josh was screaming for me. Does the Corcoran Group that Erica Kirk is still a listed real estate active with the Corcoran Group, does the Corcoran Group have a connection to the Sotheby in London? Yes, the Corcoran Group and the Sotheby's International Realty have a connection, and that's the people that sold the Epstein property, have a connection because they are both owned by the same parent company. So Erica Kirk works for the company that sold the Palm Beach property of Epstein that was never raided by the FBI. and a sister company sold his Zorro ranch to undisclosed buyers for a very low amount that is connected to the company that she works for. Do some people think Epstein is still alive? Did all of his buddies get together and buy it for him and he's still living there? Do some people think Epstein is still alive? Yes, many people think Jeffrey Epstein is still alive or that his death in 2029 was a murder despite the official ruling of a suicide by the New York City Medical Examiner. These beliefs are widely circulated as conspiracy theories. But do y'all remember when Megyn Kelly hinted that he's still alive?
And we're not done with Jeffrey Epstein. I can tell you that for a fact. Can't tell you how I know, but I can tell you for a fact we're going to hear a lot more about Jeffrey Epstein in the coming year. And you may be even hearing from him directly. More on that as I'm allowed to tell you.
Now, you remember in the beginning it said that Erica Kirk came from the Jesuit school that had a direct line to Trump? Trump was hanging around Epstein. They had the modeling agencies, everything that was going on with that. She ended up being a model for him in the swimsuit competition and the Miss America. Erica Kirk knew Trump long before she met Charlie. Romania charity allegations set internet ablaze. Erica Kirk is facing a wave of online rumors after a viral thread alleged she may be involved in covert intelligence operations, child trafficking network, and international political circles. Unverified claims surfaced on social media that Eric Kirk was banned from Romania after her Romanian charity, Romanian Angels, was linked to child trafficking. So when did she fund Romanian Angels? I mean, funded, not found. I mean, when did she found, not fund? Erica Kirk founded the 501c3 nonprofit Everyday Heroes Like You in 2006. Romanian Angels was established as an international project under this nonprofit around 2011. So there's something else we get to add to the list. 2011, Romanian Angels. Boy, this is filling up, isn't it? So listen to this woman talking about Erica Kirk, the Romanian Angels, and the U.S. military. And remember, Erica Kirk works for the real estate company that handled Epstein's properties.
Hey, what's up? I did a deep dive last night into Erica Kirk or Erica Francie's Romanian Angels organization, which was an organization that was linked with the U.S. military and accused of trafficking underage girls in Romania. Now, since this issue started going viral, pop-ups like this, which I have never seen before in my entire life, have started showing up on Google. So utilizing Google to try and find this information is probably not going to deem fruitful. The main sources we're going to use today, and I will post the articles right here, are G4 Media, Active News, and, excuse me, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Stripent Ruviata, which are all Romanian news organizations, as well as a video posted to the video sharing site Vimeo, V-I-M-E-O, that features Erica Kirk talking about this organization directly. Now, that Vimeo video is about 3 minutes long. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to play it, but I do encourage you to go look it up while it is still available because it's posted on her personal Vimeo page at Erica Francvi. It's titled Romanian Angels. So just to go over timelines here, in 2012, Erica Kirk, then Erica Francvi, competed in the 2012 Miss USA pageant as Miss Arizona, started working for Donald Trump, and then immediately after that went to Romania and posted this following video on her Vimeo page 12 years ago. Okay, so this video was posted 12 years ago on her personal page, and most of the video is just clips of her giving gifts to orphans. However, I want to pay attention to this thank you message at the end that thanks Colonel Busher, because his name is going to come up again. Essentially, Romanian Angels was an organization that connected Romanian orphans to members of the U.S. military. And under the guise of giving them gifts. The person and the organization that she thanks at the end of that video, Colonel Busher and Associa United Hands Romania, have proven ties to child trafficking at multiple different points of their time in Romania. According to ctnews.ro, Associa United Hands Romania had close ties with the U.S. military at the Black Sea Rotational Force 17.1 and at the Mihal Kogalsanu military base. Now, forgive me for these pronunciations. I don't speak Romanian. In this article from January of 2020 from activenews.ro, I translated it, so let me just read it to you. It says, a former translator from the American base in Kogalsanu accuses a real brothel operated here where minors were brought in. The woman filed a criminal complaint with DICOT, D-I-I-C-O-T, requesting that the Kogalsanu file be connected to the Carousel Develsalu file. DICOT is the branch of the Romanian government that investigates organized crime. Now, for background, the Carousel Develsalu file was a criminal case in which a 18-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl, Louisa and Alexandra, respectively, disappeared under alarming circumstances, shockingly close to a U.S. military base in Romania. And when they caught the person that they accused of kidnapping both girls, the locals had said that that man had close ties with the U.S. military base in Romania. Now, backing it up to Colonel Busher of the U.S. Army, Erica's bestie, okay? I'm going to go back to that article from January 2020. The Carousel case in the summer of 2019 brought the Develsalu base to the forefront. That's the military base, with voices linking the disappearances of the two girls to human trafficking networks and the military unit hosting American troops. The translator cited at the beginning of this article is named Anna Maria Nusanu, who claims that a real brothel operated in this military unit and on this military base, where underage girls were brought here to satisfy the desires of some soldiers. Nusanu notified the prosecutor's office about this brothel on the premises of the military base, and although there was an extensive investigation carried out by the American and Romanian authorities, an agreement signed in 2001 between the two countries was invoked. In that agreement, Romania ceded the right of investigation to the U.S. military. Anytime there were crimes committed on a U.S. military base in Romania, those crimes could not be investigated by Romanian authorities. They were then investigated internally by the U.S. military. The article then says, among those who would have benefited from the services of the young girls brought to the Kogalsanu base would have been the commander of the Black Sea Area Support Team, Colonel Otto Busher, helped by his right-hand senior adjunct platoon leader, Lloyd Sparks. So the very person that Erica was thanking at the end of that Vimeo video that I showed you is then implemented in child sex trafficking crimes. The article goes on to say, the document contains absolutely incredible information and details, which the author of the complaint, Anna Maria Nusanu, argues with concrete evidence in which under normal conditions would have led to convictions and long prison terms. However, since we are talking about military interests, the U.S. and NATO, these are forces that always try to put these matters on the back burner whenever such scandals explode in the public space, the journalist writes. The case was effectively buried when the Americans invoked this agreement that they had with Romania that essentially prohibits Romanian authorities from investigating these crimes and hands over all investigative authority to the United States military. Here is another article from activenews.ro that provides further proof that Colonel Otto Busher, the person that Erica thanked for helping her with the orphans, was directly involved in these trafficking crimes. In that article, there are translations of his messages where he is negotiating prices for underage girls. So at the very least, the person that she was running that organization with, the U.S. military officer that was helping her do these things, has at multiple points been implicated in trafficking Romanian minors to U.S. military bases. And at the very least, we deserve some kind of explanation as to why she left Romania, why the organization just stopped operating, and why all of this information regarding that man, her connections to him, and what Romanian Angels did while in Romania, while on that U.S. military base, has been essentially scrubbed from Google. And even if we are to assume that maybe she found out about everything and left, why wouldn't you speak up? Why wouldn't you use the power that you now hold to hold the U.S. military accountable and talk about the horrific experience that you had being associated with child traffickers in Romania? That's weird to me. And why is it that everyone who has some sort of working relationship with President Trump has ties and accusations regarding this topic? This is not a normal thing. I have lived a very colorful life. Never in my life have I landed myself in a situation where there were even accusations, even a rumor of me being affiliated with underage child trafficking. Everything about it is fishy. So thank you for coming on this ride with me. We have now reached an 8-minute mark. I think that is ample time. I will continue reporting back if I find anything else.
But yet she's getting on stage at Turning Point USA and espousing this virtue for stay-at-home moms and to put your kids above your career. And she's been nothing but a globetrotter, okay? Hanging around suspicious people, involved in suspicious organizations, involved with the people that selling Epstein's properties that were never raided by the FBI, and accused of being a casting director for Trump. Y'all, this is wild, okay? And like that girl said, do you have any friends? Do you have one friend that's been accused of child trafficking? One. Much less if you were completely surrounded by every person around you that's involved in this. And earlier today, I featured this lady in the video that said a Southern lady spills the tea. She's going to remind you again that it's not the left and the right. It's the regular man against the elite that are doing ungodly things. And don't think they're for you.
And unalived himself inside of a jail cell. Well, there's pictures since the file has been released of Jean Bernal and another individual, a male. And that male just so happens to be the guy who is currently directing a documentary for Melania, the mail order maiden baby. They're all connected. You see, the red hats want to believe this is all about a Democrat today. But the facts are the facts, dear, and the facts are this. This is not a political play. The divide here is between the American people and the elite, who, because of their money and their power, get away with just about anything.
I just wanted to feature this to let y'all think about the play that's being played out on screen. And Shakespeare said all the world's a stage, and many men play many parts. They know their exits and their entrance. And that the first man that even got the COVID shot was named William Shakespeare. All the world's a stage. And they're using her out there to create basically a new religion, claiming to be following after God, but none of them's opening the Bible. None of them's reading the Bible. And they're all pointing to support Trump and his agenda. And it's rotten to the core. As I always say, get off the Trump train. Get off the Trump train. The Bible says, be not deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. People's minds will be corrupted by defending this kind of stuff. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate the content that you find on this channel, would you prayerfully consider supporting the ministry?